What's up, Nerf Herders? Hope you're all doing well out there and having a great day. Falcon and the Winter Soldier has wrapped. Episode 6 is done. We just got done watching it. We are going to share our thoughts on this here and talk about this finale to another wonderful Marvel show for Disney+. Before we jump into everything here, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, drop a thumbs up on the video, leave some comments down below here. And we pick right up with kind of where we had left off here, and I love that they didn't take too much time teasing us with Falcon. They give us right off the bat, here's Falcon, here's the new outfit, and just a total badass entrance, dude. Sam is probably my favorite thing in Marvel right now after this episode.
Yeah, dude, he's a he's a brick shit house, bro.
Yeah, dude.
He just shows up buffy as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I love the new suit too, man. That cap suit is styling and profiling, man.
Dude, it's beautiful, man. And I love when they gave you like that little glimpse of him, just enough, and you're like, oh shit. And then when he finally comes in, dude, and then you get that full shot for a second, it's like, who the hell are you? It's like, I'm Captain America. I'm like, ah! Hot Toys, I'm ready for my action figure. Let's go.
Dude, they didn't waste any time on this episode, man.
No.
Like, right from the beginning, dude, we had like a 30-minute battle basically from start to finish until it slowed down a little bit. But I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we were spot on with, I mean, I guess it was kind of obvious, but that last episode was a lot of winding tension and a lot of things coming steam, and they just jumped right into it, dude. Like, and they used that full 51-minute episode to really just drive all this home. We didn't get anything that slowed down a little bit till the end, which was just kind of, hey, here's where we're sending everybody, which we'll kind of talk about. But yeah, they went guns blazing in here, dude. I love that they utilized everybody. GSP showing up right in the beginning because his target was Falcon, dude, like, or Captain America now. That's all he cared about was getting him. And they had a really awesome standoff there, dude. And we got to see Sam kind of show off some new maneuvers, how he's going to utilize the shield and everything. And it was so cool, dude.
Super awesome, man. I love how he's using the suit too.
Yeah.
There were some other parts within the episode that he was using the wings. It was just really neat, like how he was able to use everything, stuff that we haven't seen him do before.
Yeah.
And then now you bring in the shield. So now he's got just one more, part in the deck, basically.
Yeah, dude. And how sick was that, dude, in that GSP sequence when he kind of like puts the shoulder into the shield and kind of uses, the turbo jetpack to like launch like a Shao Kahn shoulder charge, dude.
Oh, I love it, dude.
Immediately I was just like, don't make me laugh. Like that was so
he used
killer.
It later too against the chick, the chick super soldier, the leader of the Flag Smashers.
Yeah, Carly.
Carly. Yeah, he used that a couple times too. I love that move. It's a really cool thing because he doesn't have the super serum, so he doesn't have strength.
Exactly.
So he's got to like use that jetpack to his advantage.
Dude, exactly. And the other spot with that Carly fight too is when she came down with that punch and he used the shield to block, but then expanded the wings to like give him like a good base to hold in. Oh, dude, I was like, this is so cool. Like you're working around not having the super soldier strength with the tech you have and just your heart, dude. Like he really does embody what Steve Rogers was, and that's why him sliding into the role and calling himself Captain America is perfect. I love that they didn't tap dance around that. When the one guy makes the comment, he's just like, man, that's the Black Falcon, and the other guy's just like, no, dude, that's Captain America. It's like, good, dude. Like, I like that because you can embody that, dude. Like, you can embody Captain America and take over that throne now, which I think is so badass.
Yeah, that was super cool, man. That was super cool. But the whole like fight sequence was awesome, man. Perfectly choreographed with GSP. I thought that was super cool.
Hell yeah.
And then we get John Walker, who leading up to this, we thought he was going to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
He turns out to kind of redeem himself.
Dude, what a killer redemption arc he had in this, man. Because he kind of came in guns blazing psychopath mode. And when him and Carly were going at it, you're like, man, both of these people kind of lost their way. And it's just like, what's going to happen? You got shit fighting shit. Like, who's going to get the worst end of it, basically? And then he does, dude. He kind of snaps out of it for a second and, takes that heroic approach, dude, and, like, drags that entire, van of hostages back up, dude, which was so dope.
Yeah, I like how, like, he threw the shield down, Like, he basically realized, like, listen, if I'm going to be the man I said I was going to be, I have to sacrifice myself for these hostages, basically.
Yeah.
And I got to throw the shield down, got to put myself out there, be vulnerable, and it's them over me. And that's what he does. And he pulls them to safety. And then while he's pulling them to safety, the Flag Smashers basically jump him, and it leads to more fighting. But like, you saw that redemption come full circle.
Yeah. I thought it was perfect. It was nice to see that. I'm glad that he's going to be sticking around because we both thought that something was going to happen. He was going to get killed. And even in this moment when he was pulling the van back up, I thought in that moment he was going to, as they started attacking him in the midst of that, I thought he was going to die in the process of rescuing. He had a quick redemption. He gets killed off, and then hero's journey off kind of a deal. But they're keeping him around, dude, which we'll talk about when we get to, where we're sending everybody after this here. But they're keeping him around, and it looks like for the long haul, which is, I was surprised. I was surprised with that choice for sure.
Yeah. It was a cool little twist because all up until now, they're leading us to believe with the last episodes where he was getting recruited, we don't know who he's getting recruited by, so we just assume it's the power broker, and then we kind of get a little twist in this episode. So
yeah, dude, and after that, Tiff kind of goes on. Carly runs off. Sam catches back up with her because we knew we were going to get them two together again because Sam made that connection with her. So curious to see where this goes. But first, she runs into Sharon Carter. And the second Sharon Carter shows up, dude, boom, she's the power broker. I mean, you knew it immediately, and it was just like, okay, well, now this makes sense based on kind of that weird little thing she did when she got back in the car, and she was just like, we got two problems, because she was worried about them catching on to her, obviously, now, and she's got different agendas. So Carly, Sharon Carter, GSP, standoff, dude, which was, not expected at all.
Right. And then it's just like, you don't know who's taking what side, it was just kind of it was just really cool. It was like a fatal three-way, who's going to come out alive,
Right.
And basically the power broker, Carter, she's basically like, hey, these super soldiers have been like my muscle, the whole time. And then GSP's basically like, well, you're the power broker. Give me my money, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you owe me 4 times what you did, because now I know you got money,
Yep.
I love that. That was a cool little tease. And then basically they had their little gunfight, and Carly ends up getting taken out.
Yeah, dude, and GSP took the
GSP
shot.
Gets taken out.
No. Well, they both. I mean, they both took the bullet. Or Carly later gets the bullet from Sharon, but GSP. I mean, we don't really see him die. We kind of see him take that fall. I don't know if that was left open intentionally because they are still going to use him.
They could,
because it wasn't a definitive on-screen death, in my opinion. It was just he took the bullet, he fell down. No different than Sharon Carter took the bullet and fell down, and she just happened to arise again. But she gets the kill shot on Carly, dude. Which
that was Well, she had to shut her up, man, because I mean, think about it, dude. She just revealed herself to Carly and to GSP basically,
right?
And Sam doesn't know. He wasn't there. Neither him or Bucky were there for that conversation. So for all they know, it's still just the same old Carter. She's here to help us. So she had to shut her up and keep her cover, which is, I think, awesome. I love she's playing this double agent so well, where she's just like, you don't know what side she's on.
Yeah, dude, exactly, man. And so kind of a heartbreaking conclusion, dude. I wasn't so connected to Carly as much as I was connected to Sam being the good person he is, reaching out to her. So when that moment happened and he catches her, because all of the good in him was still about wanting to find something in her to turn her around. And in that moment, she realized that he was legit and says, I'm sorry, because even though there wasn't a lot between them, she knew in that moment, I was wrong, dude. He was here to help me, and it got me for a second, dude. I had a little bit of an emotional reaction there because I was so on board with Sam, I'm like, I love this guy so much, dude. He's such a good dude. So it hit me a little bit there.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice little emotional, thing at the end, right? Because this series has been awesome, but you haven't had a lot of those really pull on the heartstring moments. There's been a couple sprinkled, but this one was really the pinnacle of the season.
Yeah, it hit hard, dude, and it was kind of this nice moment too, because he ends up not just leaving her there. He does the hero thing, takes her out, puts her on, the medic bed or whatever, and the stretcher, and all of a sudden he gets kind of surrounded. And what I really liked about this scene, and then also going back to when he was, called out as Black Falcon and then Captain America, it reminded me so much of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, when you had all the people there filming and they were a part of it. It's just these bystanders watching this happen. I love that, because you don't see that a lot in Marvel. They show people getting rescued, but you don't see the crowd of people that stand there filming and they're all excited to see their heroes and stuff. So I love that they gave that platform in this, because it really solidified them.
That did feel like a Raimi Spider-Man, dude. Where like
100%,
the
dude.
whole crowd's there cheering you on, and Spidey's just like, "All right, time to go save the world."
Yeah,
You
dude.
know? And everyone behind was just like, "Yeah, go Spider, go!"
Oh, dude, that's funny.
But like I like that. It's fun. It makes it fun. It makes you more connected with the story, and it kind of feels more realistic, honestly, because in so many of these Marvel movies we've gotten, it's just like you don't really get a sense of like the average Joe Schmo who's like there, right?
Right.
It's so focused on the superheroes, their battles, everything like that. You don't get much of this like, well, what about all the nobodies that are just kind of walking the streets? Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? They're there.
Right.
They're obviously there. They're dealing with the same situation. So what's gonna happen? Obviously, they're all going to surround this group after this whole thing happens and be taking pictures and video cameras and everything like that. And I love the conclusion of this episode where Sam is basically talking to these senators and these leaders of the GRC and basically
Yeah.
like, listen, you motherfuckers are more powerful than anybody. And with a snap of the finger, you guys can like cure hunger. You guys can do all these things. Like it's on you to do it.
Yeah.
Now you have to make a decision. Who is going to be in the room with you when you're making these decisions?
Yeah.
The people that are going to be affected, or the same motherfuckers like you are who just care about power and money.
Yep.
It was such a good conclusion because they're just basically calling out these assholes. It's like, listen, you created Carly, you created the Flag Smashers, you did all of this, and you need to look at yourself in the mirror and figure out how you want to lead this society.
Yeah, it was really a beautiful moment, and what I liked about it too, it wasn't like this quick thing. When they kind of started that, I was expecting it to be this quick 10-15 second thing, just like the hero's speech, carry on, and they really like gave you a couple of minutes, man, and like let that sink in for a minute, because and I love too because it was all coming off of the blip in this 5-year gap. That's what has created this. That's what's created these pocket groups and all this. I love that it was based off of that, and the whole focus was, listen, dude, like obviously there's problems, and this isn't an easy thing because all these people just showed back up, and there are people taking residence in their homes, and they just show back up, and they want to go back to their home, and whatever else is going on. Like we've got an issue here. But I love that it's all in part because of what Thanos did still. Even though they didn't call him out, but they did say, they did mention God, dude.
God,
and,
yeah. They're like, you can be like a god.
And wipe out half the planet. Like,
dude, they keep going back to this blip. I love it.
Yeah, it was done well, dude. And I wanted to tie back to Spider-Man real quick here, too, because when this episode first kicked in and they dropped those smoke bombs into the GRC there, as soon as that thing opened up and you saw that green light, dude, I'm just like, pumpkin bombs.
How fucking cool would that be, dude? If like they just brought in the Goblin right then and there to be like, all right, here you go. Here's your tie-in.
I mean, dude, so let's talk about the post-credit real quick, because I feel like that was fairly obvious where they brought Sharon Carter, and then we can talk about everyone else where they left off. But Sharon Carter gets pardoned. She makes a phone call, and she's like, hey, we don't got super soldier serum anymore, but we got access to everything now because I'm going to take my place back where I was. How dope would it be, dude, if Norman Osborn in some capacity has been behind the scenes funding things with the Flag Smashers, and that was just a little bit of a tie, dude, with those not being pumpkin bombs per se, dude, but just a different version of them. I don't know, dude. It was green for a reason.
Cool.
It's green for a reason, I feel. Like, why did you use green,
There's always something, dude. There's always something. I think you're onto something there. I mean, I definitely can see it happening. I mean, they're planting all of these seeds so early on in every episode to tie it in down the road.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it this entire time with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I wouldn't be surprised if Norman Osborn or somebody that's like high up in the villain hierarchy of like Spider-Man is pulling some strings, and then we're going to see some kind of a tie-in with the Goblin, because I mean, if we're talking about, now that I'm back in the agency and the government, I'm going to have access to all these weapons. Like maybe that's where we get Norman Osborn's, aircraft that he flies on, his little hoverboard, and some of the technology that's used for him.
Yep.
So
there's
that. Yeah.
It easily could run with that, dude. I feel there's a reason it was green. The Flag Smashers' whole MO, dude, has been red. Why did they choose green for those smoke bombs, dude? So I don't know. I hope it is a little something that gets brought back in. But I feel like the post-credit scene, dude, like WandaVision kind of gave you these two holy shit post credits where it's just like, oh damn, this is where we're going. This was very much more like, okay, saw that coming because we already knew what Sharon Carter was going to do anyways. So, but at least we know that it's happening. So they send her off. We know that she's gonna kind of be like, you know, in disguise here in a sense, shadow government kind of stuff. But we get some other decent kind of endings because we see Sam and Bucky kind of do their own thing to wrap up. But Bucky's wrap up, dude, I was tearing up hardcore, man, when he went to go talk to the guy that he started the season with, man. That was rough, dude.
That was tough, dude. That was a tough one, man. Like, basically admitting, like, I murdered your son and I had no choice, you know? And, like, this dude that he basically befriended and had a relationship with, and it's just like, oh my gosh, man. Like, that just hit hard. But I do like that they kind of closed off his arc with, like, the shrink, you know? Like, he leaves her the present. He's like, I finished my book. Like, I finished kind of redeeming myself or kind of getting myself out of this mental, whatever you want to call it, this mental hole because of all this PTSD and trauma that I've experienced. Like, I've kind of righted my wrongs and owned up to my mistakes.
Yep. And that, dude, you couldn't have said any better, man. That's what was so happy with Bucky here, because as much as this is Sam's story to becoming his own with Captain America, this was really Bucky's story of being able to put that past behind him. And I'm glad that they gave that a solid conclusion, because now moving forward, it's going to be the new Bucky, dude. Like, maybe this is like, we'll see the legit White Wolf. What does the White Wolf look like moving forward here? Like, we know he's got that name tied to him, but maybe he's going to come into his own, you know, as the White Wolf, Winter Soldier, however you want to look at it. Sam's wrap up too, beautifully done, of course, back with his sister, and Bucky's there too, and just kind of living life and doing his thing, man, which I thought was a nice celebration there. But we see him wrap things up with Isaiah as well, which a beautiful moment with that as well.
Yeah, that was really cool, man, to kind of give him his statue and his place in, like, the museum of, like, this is your story. People deserve to know what you did for this country. Yeah. You know, so thank you for your service. It was a really nice, touching moment where it's like, this dude was forgotten about. I mean, he was tested on, he was tortured, he was forgotten about. He should be dead. No one knows who the hell he is. Yep. And he sacrificed all of this for his country just to be basically forgotten about. And it's kind of a metaphor for, like, really how a lot of veterans are treated after war. You know, they go to war, they fight, they lose their lives, they lose their friends' lives, they lose, you know, parts of their body, they come home, and then the government shits on them.
Right.
And I think that was really a lot of what they were telling with this story with Isaiah is like, listen, you know, we fucked you over. And, you know, as the government, as the United States, that we claim to be this, we support, you know, veterans, but we did all these terrible things to our veterans. And it's like, now you're finally getting the recognition you deserve.
Yeah. Like, within, like, the staple, dude, like the staple spot to put him in, right there alongside Captain America, which he had envied and had issues with his entire life. So he found, you know, we brought peace to him, you know, through that. And before we get to the very last scene in this here, we got to talk about Zemo quick, because...
Oh my God, I thought you were going to forget, dude. I was like waiting for it, man.
Oh man, it was
my favorite,
so
favorite
dope
part of the episode, I think.
It was so perfect, because he gets the last laugh. And what I thought was intriguing too is, after everything goes down, you're kind of like, all right, this is where Zemo comes in somehow. But I love how they flash out to the middle of the ocean. We see that, like, maximum security prison from Civil War again, and that's where he's being held now. So ironically, where he ended up getting the Avengers put in, that's where he resides currently.
Right. I just thought it was so funny, because it's like, okay, the remaining super soldiers are put into the truck, and then the guard or the police officers just, like, you know, one people, one whatever, like the catchphrases for the flag smashers. Like, he's basically saying, like, Hail Hydra in a way, you know?
Right.
and then they get in the truck and it's just driving, and then boom, it explodes, and then it just goes to the butler who's got the ignition, you know, switch, and then it goes right to Zemo in his cell, and he just looks at the camera, breaks the fourth wall, and just smiles. And I'm like,
yeah, dude.
Fuck yes, dude. Zemo gets the last laugh. This crafty motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, dude. So perfect.
Gosh.
So perfect, dude. They left him beautifully, and I love that, because they set you up with Zemo. It was like, hey, we didn't forget that he's there. They could have easily left him out of this episode, dude, but it's just like, nope, trust me, guys, he's there. We're going to make good with him later. So I'm glad that he's still hanging around. And then we get the wrap up with John Carter, which was, John Walker.
Yeah.
And, we see Elaine again kind of pop in. And she has another great little moment there. But when he comes out, he's got his new outfit, more comic accurate to who he becomes into. And, of course, U.S. agent. And they're keeping him around now, too. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, this was a good twist because, like we said, we thought this whole time that, he was getting recruited by maybe the power broker or some agency, some group that's like potentially going to be doing bad things.
Right.
And it ends up that he's actually becoming a good guy again. He's getting kind of a spot as a U.S. agent. He's going to have some legitimate post to do good to kind of redeem himself even further. So it was a nice little ending for him. It made me feel good that like he wasn't just kind of getting vanished into thin air within the universe. So they're going to have to bring him back for something.
And now we're down to 3 people now. I feel like it's been like up and down all over the place, but now we're down to 3 people with super soldier serum. You got Bucky, you've got U.S. Agent, and then you've got Isaiah. Those are your 3 people that are within the MCU that we know of, at least, with super soldier serum right now. So that's kind of where that all wraps up. And then we just get to this last shot, man, which was just fucking perfect, dude. When you got Sam and Bucky, that you can tell like the friendship is complete. They're just kind of staring off into the sunset, dude. They turn around, arms around each other, dude. They cut, and then we get our title, dude. Captain America and the Winter Soldier, dude. I was like, darn. I was like, that was so perfect. What a perfect little touch.
Well done, dude. I loved that. At first, when I saw it, I was kind of like surprised.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what? That's a fucking great touch, dude. That's Marvel just sealing the deal with everything they do.
Yeah.
It's just like a little icing on the cake, I feel. Dude, it makes the ending that much better where it's like now you are recognizing him officially. He's Captain fucking America. Dude.
Yeah, dude. And they're doing so good fleshing these characters out, man, because when WandaVision wrapped up, I was like, dude, that's it. WandaVision, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, that's it, dude. That's the MCU. I don't give a shit about anything else. And then this wraps up and I'm like, dude, fuck it all, dude. Sam and new Captain America, dude, is like the best thing ever. Like, God, they're doing so good, just getting you so emotionally invested into these characters and these new arcs and the new costumes and the outfits, and they're just evolving these characters so good, dude. God damn it, man. This was such a great series.
Before we wrap up, I just gotta say, man, this 6-episode like platform or whatever this idea is perfect, man.
It is.
They have 6 episodes, an hour, half hour, whatever you want to do. This formula works. It's so great. It doesn't give me like overload over a 2 or 3 hour period. It gives me a nice, just clean formula to go from, over 6 weeks. So it takes the time to build these characters, to develop them without just trying to cram everything into one, 2-hour movie.
Yep. I agree, man. They're killing it. There's a lot more, obviously, on the way. We will be here to talk about everything else Marvel has to offer, especially through Disney Plus, because hot diggity dog, man. They know what they're doing with this, and it's exciting to see Marvel kind of grow into this new saga that they're establishing here with us. So that'll do it. That is Captain America and the Winter Soldier season finale here. Great 6-episode run with everything. Again, guys, if you're new to the Nerf Herders Studios channel, hit that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. If you enjoyed the video, give a thumbs up. Comment down below. We'd love to know your thoughts on the whole series here, and just share some love for Sam as the new Captain America, because God damn it, dude, he's perfect. So that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.